This is an update of the fire that we responded to at 4:35 this morning at 235 Commerce. The call came in originally this morning for fire from the roof of the Macara Hotel. Engine 3 arrived, did find fire from the roof. Initially, when they were pulling up on the street, they thought it could have been a car fire from across the street from this parking garage, so weren't sure where that came from. But again, the smoke and the fire were coming from the roof. That smoke triggered the alarm system in the Macara Hotel, which is do exactly what it's supposed to do. But when you're looking behind me, there's a separate building next to it that is 5 stories. And so there are residents who are on the 5th floor, office buildings on the 2nd side. So the fire actually started in Seamus's, which we had an idea of, started on the riverside in the basement, started in a chase, went up in that chase. We were able to find that fire, knock it down on the 2nd floor. But as you can imagine, with all of the old buildings in this city, with the remodeling, the reconstruction, there's a lot of vents and a lot of chases. So that fire was still in a chase. We had our fire prevention folks and the food inspectors out to take a look at the kitchen. Everything was clear. The bar was going to be allowed to be reopened again today. The kitchen was going to remain closed, but something was triggered in that vent system where the fire re-triggered. So we ended up calling a second alarm back out again. There's no injuries to firefighters. Everyone that was removed from the hotel earlier this morning, all 68 individuals have been relocated at La Mansión next door. So again, there's no damage to the hotel except slight smoke. There was no sprinkler damage or anything like that to the hotel. We did have a sprinkler activation on the 1st floor in the kitchen, which we don't know if that actually did anything as far as knocking the fire down, because the fire is probably above it. We have called and worked with downtown operations. We have had some runoff into the river, which is kitchen products, salt packets, ketchup packets, crackers, all that stuff. So we put out a capture system, and we're working with downtown ops to have a boat. They've got 2 boats down there right now that are going to kind of clean up the debris that's coming out of that kitchen. So basically, challenges that we have in older buildings. You've seen that with fires at the River Center, fires in other areas that connect the river to these historic buildings. They can be a challenge for us. But again, the fire's under control, no injuries to civilians, no injuries to firefighters. The street should be opened up hopefully in probably about 30-40 minutes. The hotel power has been restored, and the kitchen has been shut down to Seamus's. So I'll take any questions that you have.
Tell me, did the residents get to be or have to be evacuated a second time?
You know what? I don't know the answer to that. I know that the residents of the hotel, we were able to bring them back over, so they're able to get some of their belongings and medications. I'm not sure of that. The resident that we removed on the 5th floor of the affected fire building, they're not going to be able to stay there anymore, so I know that they weren't sent back up. Any other questions?
What about the damage to the pub? Are they going to be, you said they were going to be able to reopen except for the kitchen. What's their status now?
I'm not sure about total damage of that. I can't even give you an estimate, but I do know that before, when the food inspector was there, the bar was going to be able to open up. That might have changed now because of the second fire, so I don't have a good answer for you with that.
Did the fire start again at the same spot that it did the first
The fire started in the vent system above it, but we had to put water in there. So again, I don't know how much damage was caused by the water, but there's a significant amount of water in that building now. So you can see we had a platform up on the roof, so we're looking 6 floors down, all the way down into the sub-basement. We can see clearly now there's no fire, but again, I don't know the answer to your question on that and when they'll be able to reopen up because of the secondary fire. Seamus. The Seamus kitchen. So the hotel has a kitchen. They're separated by a wall. So the fire was in the building that you see behind me. It was in the Seamus building. That was the only kitchen fire. That was where the origin was, and that's what we're working on right now.
What was it that started the fire in the kitchen?
I have no idea. I can't even answer that. So kitchens, flammable products, grease, all those things that you see in a kitchen. So, but
Anything
again,
left on?
I don't know. We don't know. I don't think so, because again, it's in the vent system. So not really sure on the cause, but again, the main thing is that we got it knocked down. There's no reason for us to think it was anything but something but an accident. So that's what it looks like. So
How is this able to happen a second time? Firefighters around here for a while, they were very thorough checking things. How did this happen again and spark up again?
well, you see rekindles sometimes, and so if we think we've got that fire knocked down, we're not going to destroy the whole building. And so we're going to try to leave it intact, but unfortunately, sometimes in these older buildings, something flared up. But we were here, and we had inspectors here. There was no sign of fire, so when we left, there was absolutely no sign of fire. But again, we had to come back through and tear things up a little bit more than we probably wanted to make sure that there's nothing there. So that's kind of what happens in historic buildings and occupancies like this on the river. All right, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Cute shoes.
Thank you, sir. So what happened? It's not Waxies or whatever you were calling it, called Seamus now?
That's the name of the building, but it is Waxy.
It's Waxy.
It's Waxy's Irish pub and restaurant.
Okay, so what is Seamus then?
That's the name of the building. Is that correct, Chief?
Yes.
That's what I was just going to ask you to step away.
It's Waxy. Seamus is the building.
Okay, got it. And so the kitchen for sure, both times.
If you have a moment and when you walk down, not with your crew, but if you walk down on the river level, you'll see Waxy's there. It's an Irish pub right up next to the building.
In the kitchen.
In the kitchen.
What time?
Yes. It used to be called Waxy O'Connor's. I don't know if it's called Waxy's now.
The question was, she asked where he's located, but
Yeah.
he was located. The person, this residence up here, I know they're not. Either the hotel, they've all been relocated over at the Lamont. Not that I know of, unless they were being able to brought over to get their medications or first belongings, because they were all going to be moved permanently over to another hotel.
Okay, sure.
Yeah,
They were never
as far
going to be
as-
brought back.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
But there were no reports.
There was no power. So now power's on, so we're not going to bring it back if we don't have power. So, yeah, so we got power.
They lost money, all sorts of things. How much time had gone by from the moment they opened to when y'all had a conference?
I don't have the slightest idea. I think,
How long was it?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not sure we were entirely gone.
Yeah.
I mean, I left, I went and got coffee, and the other one came in. I mean, the event, we had released most of everybody.
Yeah, the scene was